Happy Thursday, besties! Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Bestie Vibes podcast. Where today we're gonna share a story of one of our besties who opened up her heart to share this with everybody here. Just an eye opener for every girl who's seeing red flags but not really seeing them, just getting
Acting blind.
blind.
Just because they're either very in love.
Yeah, because they see,
their
right?
situation, right?
Love is blind, and I believe in that for sure.
For some situations, yes, for sure, I agree with that. Thank you so much to our bestie for sharing this. She not only shared her story, but we actually spoke to her on the phone as well, and we had a great connection with her. It was heartbreaking, listening to her story and listening to what happened to her, the experiences she had. And before we go too in depth with it, I think it's better to just read the story.
Read this story. Yeah, as an Afghan girl, we do feel horrible and sorry for a lot of Afghan girls who are going through the same situation or might be going through the same thing. So hopefully this could be something you guys can share with a lot of friends and families. And yeah, let's get started.
Okay. I don't know the password to this.
Two.
Why is it always when you have like an extra phone or something that the password is like 2222? Okay, we'll get started. Our bestie messaged us. Thank you. Hello, besties. Thank you for creating a safe platform where women can learn from each other. I wanted to share my story as a lesson for Afghan women who may be in similar situations, especially before it becomes too late. I had an arranged marriage that was not compatible. After years of trying and having 2 children, I left the marriage, despite cultural pressure. Later, I met an Afghan man at work who was new. I was honest with him from day one about my past, my children, and my situation. He accepted everything and presented himself as the perfect partner. I eventually fell in love. When I asked him to come for khasgari, he hesitated and hid my previous marriage from his family. First red flag, right? Finally, we got married, and after moving in together, he became extremely controlling. My clothes, phone, and even FaceTiming me while I worked from home.
Another red flag.
He accused me of trying to impress other men, and during arguments became physically abusive. I stayed out of fear of shame and judgment, especially since this was my second marriage. He would alternate between abuse and affection, which kept me stuck. Over time, I discovered multiple affairs. Every time I tried to leave, he would threaten me, saying everyone would shame me for leaving a second marriage. I feel like that's such a Afghan men thing, or just men in general.
Yeah, men in general just
right?
trying to take advantage and verbal abuse.
Yeah. Every time I tried to leave, he would threaten me, saying everyone would shame me for leaving a second marriage. Each time he was caught, he denied it, manipulated me, begged, and then I forgave him. Eventually, I found out he was leaving his phone at home and spending nights with other women while his brother's wife, who was also new to the country, was being paid to message me from his phone, pretending to be him, letting me know that he's falling asleep, so don't message. She later confessed to me everything because of guilt. I hired a private investigator, gathered proof, and finally asked for a divorce. The woman that he was cheating on me with later admitted that he only married me for a green card, which was true, and he did get his green card. She was also new to the country. I'm sharing my story to say, once a cheater, always a cheater. Love does not control, isolate, threaten, or silence you. Do not let fear, culture, or shame trap you in a situation that destroys you. No one has the right to control your life or your choices. For me, my parents, and just other people judging me and shaming me was one of my biggest reasons why I stayed, but that only hurt and broke me. I hope my story helps another woman walk away sooner than I did. Oh my God. The last part of her message says it all. I hope this message just helps someone else in similar situation, right?
This is very heartbreaking. I want to start with, first of all, I want to say kudos to you, bestie, for handling all this and for going through all this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you had to go through all this. I'm sorry that you had to deal with such a crazy
manipulative.
Yeah, from beginning. Can we talk about from the beginning, when I don't know how old she was when she got married to her first
Yeah, yeah.
husband. But have you noticed a lot of time when maybe it could be successful with some family, but a lot of times if you're taking your daughter or your son that's like brought up in America or Canada, taking them to Afghanistan, getting them married with someone they've never met, they don't know, they're
They have like a different cultural, like,
yeah, like
or like
she
just
was brought
mindsets,
up in
right?
America, he's brought up in Afghanistan, like you said, different mindset. Most of the time, it might not work, right?
Yeah.
So, like
And
I said, some people
yeah.
can get lucky, but for her, unfortunately,
It
like she
wasn't.
started with something that wasn't right for her.
And it was already negative, like, so she already felt a bit like out of place. And so I guess when this guy came in her life, to her it was like, you know what, maybe my first marriage didn't work because maybe this is meant to be for me.
Yeah.
He showed her love. And like, not to just say like for people from Afghanistan and all, but I feel like back home, like, in those countries, people tend to be very like, I don't want to call out or like label people and all that, but they could be very Shirin Saban, like they will sweet talk you. They will say like they are very flirtatious. They're very smart with the way they approach women, or even just girls. Like if I have a female friend that has recently come from like back home, they just know how to like win your heart with their sweet words, right?
I know what you
So I
mean
feel
because
like-
it's the way they approach and the way they speak and the way, like you said, they know how to like win your heart or talk you out of everything, right?
Yeah,
Make
and
you
I
fall
feel
in
like-
love with them.
Imagine, like, as a woman who has two kids,
Yeah.
who is just, living her life for her kids and her, working, and now there's a guy that's giving her attention, knowing she's married, like she's divorced, knowing she has two kids. He's showing that he's perfectly fine with all of that. Obviously, no matter what, she's gonna fall for him,
And also because in our culture, a lot of times when someone's a divorcee, they're like, people look at them, they look at themselves as a lower level of
Like they
like,
just
I
feel
don't know
like
how to
they're
say
not
it. They just feel like they're
they have
not,
a lost title.
Yes.
They don't belong in a community. They don't belong in like gatherings.
just- yeah, they're
I
just
feel like
lower
there's a
than
lot, a
others,
big
like, they're-
stigma.
Yeah,
It's just a
yeah.
big stigma around
It
it,
is.
and they just. It's sad.
they don't
though,
have the
like-
self-confidence anymore, they don't feel fit in anymore, and they will just always have this negative thing about themselves that I'm not good enough, I'm not like them, like I'm a divorcee, I have a kid now, who's gonna marry me, am I gonna find the right guy? Or like, so as soon as somebody like approaches them, they're like, okay, wow, like somebody actually likes me, even
they're
though I'm a
accepting me,
divorcee.
yeah. Especially in the Afghan culture or like brown
Which is
culture.
so
Like it's very rare
bad.
that a man will be okay to marry someone that is a divorcee, right? Or
Yeah.
they have kids, right?
Such a big
the
thing.
vice versa happens more, where a single woman will marry a man who has kids or who has been divorced.
Yeah.
And it's not a big deal, like it's okay. But then if the opposite happens, first of all, she said that the guy hid the fact that she was married before, so he never told his family.
Yeah.
He's probably like, yeah, I found this girl, and like, there you go. And I'm pretty sure
That's like the first, red
big
flag,
red
because
flag.
if
They didn't live in Canada,
so
when
he
we
did not
spoke to her,
accept her fully because he thinks, oh, if I tell my mom, she's gonna like not be okay with this, or if I tell my family, they're not gonna be okay with this. So the fact that he thinks about her that way, it's like it already
yeah,
gives
I like
you-
that you make that point. Yeah,
it already gives you
like a big red flag.
Yeah,
like,
so
why can't you not?
you're ashamed
say
of it already.
Why can't you talk to your family about it? Make them understand and tell them you're in love.
Yeah.
She's a perfect wife for you. Doesn't matter what her past is, right?
Yeah, and then fight for it. Like even if they say something, try to like shut them, and be like,
Yeah.
no, this is the woman I love. I'm gonna marry her. So make sure you respect her because she's gonna be my
set those
future.
boundaries,
Yeah,
exactly.
she's gonna be my future wife. And like I don't know if she said anything to him afterwards when he said that, because like I think the girls, should have said something at the beginning. Like our bestie should have been like, no, if you don't have respect for me
I
enough.
can't come enough. I cannot enter a family
Yeah.
without them knowing. And they should accept me as who I am,
As
right?
who I am,
But I
yeah.
also feel like as an Afghan woman, I think hearing that from the guy, already getting that, like I want to say negative, but also like, yeah, I'm not going to tell them because they might judge you and like they might call you out names. Like who knows how he said it to
Yeah.
her, right? So maybe
Yeah,
she
it's the
kind of
way-
had reservations saying, you know what, if he's comfortable hiding it, I don't mind, because
Yeah.
they did live like back home, right?
Yeah.
So like she's like, they'll never find out.
Yeah, that's
so I
true.
get her point of view as well, but just the whole like cultural pressure, because she had the first marriage didn't work out, like she stayed with a manipulative, abusive, and a cheater, just because of this. And this happened over the course of, I think, 3 years, right?
Yeah.
She was mentioning.
Yeah.
And in those 3 years, he did get his green card, which I think that was his intention.
Yeah.
Found a girl, took advantage of her situation, threatened her, saying, hey, if you leave me, everyone's going to shame you because now this is not your first, but your second marriage, you're going to leave. So I think he already like pre-planned all
Yeah.
of this, knowing this, right?
So
Like,
manipulative. Like I can't believe that. So with this bestie, we actually had a conversation over the phone, and
a long time.
for over like 2-3 hours or something. And we were both on like we were both with her on a Zoom call for like a couple hours, and like she let her heart out. She told us all the details, and there was so much
more
There was
details,
so
like
much more details.
actual instances of when these happened,
Yeah.
who it happened with.
And we could
I
not
wish we could share all,
believe
but I
we
think,
could not
yeah.
believe that these kind of problems actually does happen in a lot of household and a lot of like relationships that you would never imagine like someone would go through something like this.
And it breaks your heart because the sister-in-law, so the her husband's brother's wife, who also she mentioned they came new to the country, and like this has nothing to do with like anyone else that's new to the country. This could have been anybody, but it was just information that she mentioned to us, and she like kept on highlighting. I think she just has been traumatized because people like that, like everyone that she dealt with were new to the country, so to her it's like all these people that are coming
and she
new
was
and-
like, for the whole time that she was actually with talking to her sister-in-law about her husband,
yeah.
she thought like her sister-in-law got her back. She was telling her
Like-
all the true
like,
stories, but
exactly,
behind
but
her
behind
back
this woman, this sister-in-law
was actually betraying her.
was literally using her husband's phone, messaging the wife saying, hey, I'm sleepy, I'm gonna sleep, don't message me, just so like if she's tracking his phone, he sees her. No, sorry, she sees him being at the brother's house. Like the phone is there. So like if I'm tracking my husband's phone, right?
Yeah.
I can see that he's at his brother's house and he's messaging me from his phone saying, I'm sleepy, don't message and all. While this is the
Imagine
sister-in-law getting
going-
paid. Like how can someone do that for money?
Yeah,
First of
so not
all,
only your
like-
husband, but then like your sister-in-law who is a female, and you would think like she would get your back
a
because she
woman
would
has a
feel you,
woman's-
but she's also betraying you. She's also doing these lies, things behind your back.
Yeah.
So-
but this comes to like one of our topics about jealousy. This comes to, I think, jealousy because she did mention some details with us about the sister-in-law where she was new to the country because this, this bestie that we spoke with, she had her car, she had her job, and, she was obviously in the country since she was born. So like she already sensed a little bit of like, disconnect and jealousy because the sister-in-law was like, hey, like she's advanced, she
her
drives,
life was-
she's on her
yeah.
own kind of thing. Her life is like more advanced than me. So she thinks it may have been like, that may have been the cause, but that doesn't matter.
That doesn't
Like it
make
doesn't
you
matter
an
how
evil
jealous, how
person.
evil you are. How could you sleep at night like while knowing that this man is doing that and you're getting paid for it?
Instead of helping someone,
like speak about it, like
yeah, instead of helping her and like
saying, can you like just leave this man?
because she would like, how could she not know eventually the wife is gonna find out everything and your true face is gonna come out somehow,
Yeah,
right?
how do you not
your true
feel ashamed to
face-
like face this
Yeah.
person, right?
And also the woman who he was cheating with, I can never get those girls too. Like how could they?
Like accept a man like that knowing he's married.
How?
So at one point,
I don't understand that. Like how could they?
She saw her husband with this girl at a location, and when she confronted them, she just basically like started cussing our bestie, saying he doesn't even want you. He wanted you for the green card, which he's getting anyways. He loves me. I'm prettier, and all that stuff. Like, and she knew the whole time this guy's married. She knew. This was not new information.
What a home wrecker, honestly. Like
But
what?
there are women like that who are
They love the attention of
stealing-
getting in relationship with a
stealing a
married
man.
man
Yeah,
and
stealing
being
them.
in relationship with a married man, thinking that I am good enough, I'm better than you, so I'm winning because he chose me over you. But that's not the case. I'm sorry, but whoever is going through this kind of relationship, I'm sorry to say this, no man loves you if they have a wife and they're like they're cheating with you with their wife. It's not love. It's just they're trying to have fun with you.
It's just a womanizer. I think that's what she said as well.
Yeah, I
that
think
he
he's
was a
just-
womanizer
yeah, he
and
was a
he is a
womanizer,
womanizer
which
because
is pretty sad.
he cheated 3 times. He was caught 3 times.
Yeah.
with 3 different women.
Yeah.
The last one was the one that was like the longest. I think it was for about a year, and she knew about it, and he
The
would.
fact that she fought so much, like over the couple hours we were talking, we found out that she loved him, like
Yeah.
very deeply, truly love this guy. So the fact that she fought so much to work on this relationship, to still accept him after being cheated on, after being abused, like getting abused by him,
Physically, yeah,
physically,
and
mentally,
verbally,
whoever,
yeah.
verbally.
Emotionally.
Yeah, like she fought so much for her husband, for her marriage, and like maybe it could come from pressure, but also comes from like she loved him a lot, and also the pressure, of course, because this was her second marriage. So can we talk about like
I was gonna
how
say-
much we will stay in the second relationship because we're so pressured
Yeah,
by
I know.
getting judged and all that.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I think we need to now shift on, to talking about the society pressure, the family pressure, or like the taunts and like the threats, or like even just like these random people comments that people throw at you, like, oh,
Because
like
you're divorced.
just because you're divorced once or not twice. So like she kept mentioning like that was one of her biggest fear. Like no woman wants to be put down in that level where the husband goes and cheats. Like she was able to forgive him just because she didn't want that title of being a divorcee again. I'm sure she had it really hard the first time, right?
Crazy enough, because as you're talking, I remember when we had our one of our episode about divorce, and you guys cannot believe how many people attacked us for talking about divorce
And for supporting divorce. He's like-
I had people come up to me and say, you guys are happily married, you want other girls to get divorced now?
The comments we were receiving,
Are you serious?
the comments, the DMs, you get. It's crazy because I did take screenshots of some of the like the comments that are coming, and I'm telling you, 99% of these comments were coming from men.
Yeah.
And all they were saying, oh, you women, you guys
Yeah.
like love having like multiple husbands.
Yeah.
You think it's not a big deal, culture, reputation, all that is nothing to you. Mister, we never ever said that women should go and try out men and like,
No,
marry 5
we're not
men.
saying that. We're not
No,
here trying to
we get
change
married
people or
once. We get married once. We're happily married to
Yeah.
our first and last husband.
and
hopefully,
we don't have
inshallah,
perfect
but-
relationship with our
Nobody
husbands
does.
either. Nobody does.
Nobody.
If your relationship is perfect, it's actually
Not real. There's something happening behind the scenes.
right. It's
If it's too perfect
Yeah.
to be,
you're supposed to have arguments. You're supposed to have fights. You're supposed to have those
Like
kind
those
of
moments, right?
moments, but it doesn't mean you should get divorced.
and just because I say that it's okay for a woman to get divorced or to walk away from a marriage that's either, emotionally, physically, mentally,
That does not
or
mean-
anything like abusive, that doesn't mean that I'm here telling you ladies or any of the ladies on these platforms or anyone that's watching me that you
100%.
should leave your husband.
No.
No, why would I do that? One, I myself would never do that unless, like I said,
Yeah.
you are in a relationship where the husband's constantly cheating.
Yeah.
He's abusing you physically,
Yeah.
especially physical abuse is such a big deal, right? But like,
physical abuse is a no, guys. Get out of that relationship, especially if it keeps happening so much and the guy's not changing. Like, get out of that relationship. That's like the biggest. I think that's just to the extreme when a guy.
I don't know. I can never like. It's always hard for me to see like if it's cheating or if it's physical abuse, because when it's cheating, it's like the worst put down for a woman, right?
Yeah. It's
In
taking
any
that-
way, form, or shape.
I think it's taking the pride. The way I see it, if
It's
somebody's,
taking your pride.
it's taking the pride of the girl away,
Yeah.
her own identity as being a woman and being proud of herself and carrying herself, just taking everything away
Yeah.
from her. Like, you are not
if-
good enough.
And I hope women are stronger. And like this bestie is such a like we're so proud of you. Seriously, like if you're
Yeah,
listening, and I know you are.
She is
I'm
a
so proud of
fighter.
you because
Yeah.
you stood strong and you came out stronger and you shared these details with us, this story with us, so we can air
yeah.
this, so we can talk about it, so you can save other women. You can save
You don't know how
even
much
if it's just
appreciate
one
that.
girl.
Yeah.
Exactly. So like to us and to our viewers, this is like you being the most strongest woman ever, and like we're so proud of you, and I know people that will listen to your story will be proud of you because you came out so much stronger and you took it as a
did.
lesson.
Because there's a lot of girls out there that's probably going through the same situation or probably worse, but it just
And they're
takes
stuck, right?
yeah, they're stuck, but it takes guts to come out and share your story to a platform like this and tell the girls to listen to it or
learn something from it, right?
because it's an eye opener.
Because maybe like leave that relationship.
For
This
sure.
could be like someone's fiance, right?
Yeah.
And at that stage, I think it is hard to break up and go through all of
It's
that.
so hard in any stage.
In any stage, but I feel like it's still a better situation than once you're married or you have kids, and it just gets harder the longer you stay with an individual like that. Like you
it
said
gets
earlier,
even harder, yeah.
attachment starts building. You get more
Yeah.
attached to them, and then you get used to their behavior,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
when they're doing it regularly, it's just like a thing that's happening, right?
Yeah.
So it's just going to be harder for you to leave, right? And again, I know like we're going to get a lot of hate and a lot of comments for people saying, oh, you guys are supporting divorce. Sure, you can tell me I'm supporting divorce. That's fine with me. If someone's not compatible, if
Yeah.
someone's not happy, I'm supporting them to.
And it's okay to be single and be happy and be successful and live your life to the fullest. And you never know. And she doesn't have to stay single. This bestie can also have tried for the third time, fourth time. It's none of anybody's business. Like we said in one of our podcasts, Batucci. So it's nobody's business. If she's going to go out there, try to have, more relationships, maybe find somebody else, maybe get to know another person. That does not stop her from
I feel like she's
trying.
traumatized though. I feel so bad.
I understand, but then I'm saying that
Not every man is
society
like that,
should
not every-
allow men and women to live their life the way they want to live and to
Yeah.
go. If she wants to have a third marriage, go for it. Fourth marriage, it's nobody's business. If she's the one who's suffering right now. Is anybody helping her? No. Not even your family can help you in those kind of situations where you're alone, you need a partner, you feel miserable. Some people love being alone, Lida. Some
Yeah,
people
and some people
can do
cannot
it.
be,
Some
right?
people can do it. They can live alone. They can be successful and happy, and they just don't want any man in their life.
Yeah.
But some people need a partnership. It's only for
like your
their
partner
future.
is your best friend.
Yeah.
When some people say like
They're just afraid to be alone. They're just afraid
They
to
need
be
someone to
alone.
talk to during the day. They need someone to like talk about their day, like how my
Yeah.
day went, So why not? You're gonna age alone. You're gonna be 50, 60 years old,
Yeah.
all by yourself in an apartment,
what they
die
probably
alone.
think about,
Maybe they
right?
don't want to do
I
that,
don't
right? So
wanna
like,
be
why is it
alone.
such a shame? Why is it always a shame? Especially in the brown culture, right? Like I know this is not just an Afghan thing. It's like just the brown culture in general. Like I hear it from my like Indian, Pakistani, or like other like Bengali friends and all that. Oh my God! Like first of all, like if you're in a bad relationship, like just suck it up, kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
a lot of women suck it up. A lot of women like just take it all.
Another thing is,
Go
I
through
think
it
in our
because of
culture,
pressure.
because we are so pressured that if we're not married in a younger age, we're done. Okay, that's another thing. I've had people like where I worked at a cosmetics place. I was doing somebody's makeup. She was in her 80s. You guys won't believe this. She was a white woman, and I did her makeup because she was getting married at that age. It was her second marriage, but she was so happy, you guys. I swear, these things when I see, when I see these kind of things, they're just like such an eye opener. Even for me, I'm like, I wish this happened in our culture. But imagine an Afghan woman getting married at age 80. Imagine how much hate she would get. دلش شوی میخواست.
Yeah.
80 ساله زن عروسی که دلش شوی
سنگینی
میخواست.
نداره.
I am sorry. This is so disgusting of
Like all
us
these comments
thinking
and-
so negative and disturbing, using disturbing words for a woman.
Yeah.
Even a woman would use those words
I
for
was
a
just
woman.
gonna say there's women that will actually put these women down more than
So
men do.
disturbing. So that's what I'm saying. Like for it's another thing for age, right? So a lot
That
of
was
the
actually one of our
times-
besties that messaged us as well.
Yeah.
That she actually messaged us, and I should maybe read her message as well, right?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, let me get the message
let's
because
get the
this is
juicy
actually
stories.
amazing.
Keep
It's not
going.
a juicy story.
Yeah.
It's just her talking about how she's 30 right now and like she's getting the societal pressure about like oh pir shudi, chi waqt shui mikuni, like all those things. And I'm just like, excuse me, there's no timeline, there's no age. So let me bring back my phone and read the message because like I think this is it's just a perfect.
See you guys in a bit.
Now we have two
Stay
stories in
tuned.
one, guys. I told you there's drama, there's tea.